Hi everyone, welcome back. Like usual, once people start to be comfortable with the topic, they walk into a test and it's a harder mixture, or the textbook goes harder, or in particular the numbers become much bigger and it sends people crazy and they can't do the questions. So a little bit of keeping to still not that bigger numbers, but going to try to teach you the pattern of what's going on. They're both even numbers. How can you tell even numbers? Even numbers end in 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, that's your evens. So because it ends in a 0 and ends in a 4, they're even. So you can either go how many 2's in the 10, or you can just halve it. How many 2's in the 10, if someone might want to think that way, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10, so that's 5. How many 2's in the 14, go through the same thing again, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 7. By the way, you could write the numbers down and have them as a pattern there written. Now, 5 goes into 5, but it doesn't go into 7. So I can't make that into smaller numbers without going to fractions of decimals. Now this question, neither of them are even. So I'm always starting with 2. Now in question number 2, they're not even, so I can't divide them by 2. I could divide them by 2 to get fractions, but we're not wanting fractions at this stage. We're just wanting whole numbers. What comes after 2 is 3. So let's check if 3 works. Does 3 go into 9? A lot of people will just know it. But 3 into 9 goes 3. You could go 3, 6, 9. So you could write down 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. You have them written down on the side of the page or the side of your test paper. It doesn't matter if your teacher sees it. They can have a look at that and see what there is. And 15. So 9 and 15 are in what I call the 3's, or your 3 times tables. So 3 into 15 goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a lot of this is building on the fact that people don't know their times tables. So those are divisible by 3, or 3 fits into them. And they're as far as they can go. They can't get to smaller numbers without going to fractions or decimals. Now the ones that mucks people up. So you start again, you go, okay, are they even? Answer's no. Can I go 3 into 7? Could go 3 into 14. Ask that question first. 3 doesn't fit into them nicely. So 3's no. Don't have to check 4's, because if 2's don't work, 4's don't work. 5's no. You can obviously see that 5 doesn't fit into 7 nicely. So don't have to check 6, because if 2's don't work, 4's don't work, and the 6's don't work. So the next number after that is 7. So it's almost a process where you can go through and go, oh, it's got to be 7's. For a lot of you would see the 7 there, but let's say you didn't. You can go through that 2, 3, 5, 7. So 7 and 14 goes twice, and 7 into 7 goes once. So that's as simple as that can become, especially when they go down to a 1. So the next one, are they 2's? You go through the same process again. Are they even? No. Now a lot of you will look at it and just go, they're 5's, because they end in the 5's. So I can write up my 5 times tables if I wanted to. 5's, and I can go 5, 10. So if you don't want to think about it and you're using it all the way through the test, 5 into 15 goes 3. It's the third one on the list. And 5 into 25, or you can just do it on your hands, goes 5 times, and that's as far as that one goes. So the numbers now for these 4 are going to look a little bit bigger, but not too much, and they'll be a mixture. So even number, so I can halve 16, I can get 8, or I can go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Halve the 2, I get the 1, halve the 4, I get the 2. They're still even, so I can go halve the 4, 8 is a 4, and halve the 12 is a 6. And they're still even, so now I can halve the 4 and I can halve the 6. So you can keep going and going with until you get to the simplest. Now often in a test, a lot of students will have that, or they'll have that, and the teachers will give them half marks because they didn't get down to the best answer. Now the wording in those type of questions will often be simplify as far as possible, but not all maths teachers say that. Next one, okay, that's an even number, that isn't. So 2 doesn't work. That's divisible by 3. 3 goes into it, but that's not on the 3 times table. So if I kept my 3 times tables going, 24, 27. 25 is not on the 3 times tables, so it's not divisible by 3. So 3 doesn't work. After 3 comes 5. Now a lot of you would pick it up because of that 5 there. So your 5 times tables end in a 5, or they end in a 0. So if I kept going on my 5 times tables here, I've got a 30 and a 25, so there they are there, 30 and 25. So I can go 5 into 20, 5 into 30 goes 6, and 5 into 25 goes 5. I'm getting a little bit long on the video. Next one, you go through the same process. That's even, that's not, so 2's are out. Does 3 go into 28? No, it doesn't fit on the 3 times tables. So it can't be 3. That's a 5, but that's not, so it can't be 5. So usually by a process, if you get to the point when you go, it's got to be, or hopefully it'll turn out to be 7s. So if you wrote up your 7 times tables, we get our 7s, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Doesn't take long to write out a few of them. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 28, there's 35. So 7 into 28 goes 4, and 7 into 35 goes 5. And again, that's as far as they can go. You can't take it any further. One more tricky one, getting a little bit long. They're both even. So if I halve the 60, I get 30. You can pick up your calculator and go 60 divided by 2, but if you're not allowed a calculator, you've got to be careful. So next one, halving 48. A lot of people can go half the 4 is 2 and half the 8 is 4. Now it doesn't always work out that nicely, because often you've got to do the carryovers and all the other things that happen. They're still both even. So half of 30. It still gets a bit harder for a lot of people to get the half of 30 because they don't know how to do the calculation there. I could do this, 2 into 30. 2 into 30 goes once, and there's 1 left over. And then the 2 into 10, that becomes a 10. And the 2 into 10 goes 5. So that works for some people. A lot of people forget it from primary school or from when they're younger. So that 2 into that goes 15. And 2 into 24 is an easy one to do for most people. You don't need to bother with that because it's 2 into 2 is 1 and the 2 into 4 goes 2. So there's no carryover like I did here. You had to carry over or you move it across with the leftovers, the remainders there, move them across. Now we can look at it. And most people will recognise that they're on their 3 times tables. And if you had it written down, you could quickly have a look at it and you can go, oh, I've got a 12 and I've got a 15. So we're back to 3 times tables. So we were finished with the 2's, and after the 2's comes the 3's. A lot of students will leave that written as 15 and 12 and won't get full marks. So 3 into 15, you can go either the 3 times there, which is 5, and 3 into 12 goes 4. So hopefully it helps. I haven't gone into crazy numbers, but we got into enough to make it a bit fiddly and awkward, and hopefully it helps you getting questions right when you get to the test. I hope you're enjoying them. If you are, please just let your friends know.